gonna go in this dinosaur, this freak show.
A group of Iraq War veterans look to clear their name with the U.S. military, who suspect the four men of committing a crime for which they were framed. 4 American soldiers who are in Iraq are sent on a mission to recover plates for printing $100 bills that were used to print $1 billion.
Studying thugs.
After doing the job and returning to the base, their commanding officer is killed in an explosion and the plates are stolen by another operative. They would be court-martialed and sent to different prisons. 6 months later, the leader, Hannibal Smith, is visited by a CIA spook who tells him he knows where the man who took the plates is and wants him and his men to recover it. So he helps him escape and he breaks out the others and they go after the plates. But after doing it, they discover that the spook might not be okay. And a military intelligence officer who was involved with one of them is pursuing them. The film opens in Mexico, with Colonel John Hannibal Smith held captive by 2 corrupt Mexican officers working for the renegade General Tuco. Hannibal escapes after being left to be fed on by 2 guard dogs and sets out to rescue his comrade-in-arms, the Lothario Templeton Faceman Peck, who was himself held captive by Tuco at Tuco's private ranch, where Face had seduced the general's wife. Hannibal makes it to the ranch in time to save Face from a grisly demise, after enlisting disgraced Ranger Bosco, B.A. Baracus, driving to the rescue in B.A.'s souped-up GMC Bandura van. With the 3 men now on the run from the enraged Tuco, they stop in at a nearby army hospital to recruit the services of insane pilot H.M. Howling Mad Murdoch. In a medical chopper, they engage Tuco in a vicious aerial dogfight, which results in BA's permanent fear of flying, and ends when they manage to lure Tuco's chopper into American airspace, where it's destroyed by a US F-22 Raptor, the capstone to an elaborate plan put together by Hannibal. The film then moves forward 8 years and 80 successful missions later, where the A-Team, now a highly regarded, elite combat unit, is stationed in Iraq. Hannibal is contacted by CIA agent Lynch, who reveals that Iraqi insurgents are in possession of U.S. Treasury plates being used to manufacture counterfeit currency. Lynch wants Hannibal and his team to steal the plates and over $1 billion in counterfeit cash that's due to be moved out of Baghdad. At the same time, CIS Captain Carissa Sosa arrives on the scene, warning her ex-lover Face, whom along with the rest of team she has disdained for, to stay away from the plates and out of Baghdad. Against the advice of his commanding officer, General Morrison, Hannibal agrees to steal the plates, albeit in an unofficial Black Ops mission. The mission is successful, but when the team returns to base to meet their commanding officer, both the shipping container carrying the money and Morrison's Humvee are destroyed by men from the private security firm Black Forest, a fictionalized version of Blackwater, led by the ruthless Brock Pike. With Morrison the only proof that they were, in fact, acting on the U.S.'s behalf, the team is arrested, tried, dishonorably discharged, and sentenced to 10 years in federal prison. Six months later, a still incarcerated Hannibal is visited by Lynch once more, who reveals that Pike may be trying to sell the plates on the black market with the help of a mysterious Arab backer. Hannibal, who has been tracking Pike on his own from his prison cell, strikes up a deal with Lynch, clean records for himself and his team, in return for the plates.
Give me a minute, I'm good.
Lynch agrees, and Hannibal escapes prison with the help of a drug-soaked cigar that Lynch smuggles in that makes him appear dead after having a heart attack. Hannibal then breaks out Face from another military prison, pretending to be a removal man and stealing the tanning bed Face is in. Next, Hannibal and Face break out BA by ripping off the door of the prison bus, transporting him to another prison. The group then breaks out Murdoch out of the VA mental hospital in Germany where he has been committed.
You remember me?
By distracting the hospital staff and inmates with a 3D movie by which the team crashes their van through the wall of the building so Murdoch can get in and escape. The four of them then drive to a local US military base so they can steal a plane to leave the country. By now, Sosa, who holds a grudge against the team for disregarding her warnings to stay away from Baghdad and getting her demoted to lieutenant, is hot on the team's trail, and under the belief that the team is working with Pike, she tries to head them off before they leave Germany in a military Lockheed C-130 Hercules aircraft. The plane is destroyed by two remote-piloted drone fighters. But the team manages to escape inside the body of a tank on parachutes, which they fly by shooting rounds off and stalling their momentum. Back on the ground, the A-team tracks Pike, in the company of the mystery Arab to an office building in Berlin, and launch an offensive in which they manage to reclaim the plates and kidnap the Arab at the same time. With the slight exception of Hannibal, the team is shocked to learn that the Arab is actually General Morrison in disguise, who worked with Lynch and Pike to steal the plates, but then teamed up with Pike to double-cross Lynch and fake his own death. When Lynch learns that the team has Morrison in their possession, he orders an airstrike to eliminate them all in one fell swoop. The team barely manages to escape, and Morrison is killed. Realizing that their backs are to a wall, Face hatches a plan. Hannibal arranges to meet Sosa, knowing her phone lines are tapped by Lynch, on board a cargo ship at a downtown LA dock, saying he'll hand over Morrison and the plates in exchange for his freedom. Face then calls her on a second, untapped phone he had previously given her. Lynch re-enlists Pike and sets up a trap for Hannibal and company at the docks. This has been anticipated by Face, who sets off an elaborate series of diversions to split Lynch's team up, and more importantly, get Lynch directly involved. The plan nearly goes awry when Pike fires a rocket at the ship, nearly destroying it, but he's eventually killed by B.A. Lynch, tracks down Hannibal and a hooded Morrison, and shoots Morrison in the head before engaging Hannibal in a vicious fistfight. Hannibal soon gets the upper hand until Lynch grabs a hold of his gun. However, the container they are in is lifted, revealing Sosa and dozens of federal agents with guns drawn. Morrison is revealed to be Murdoch in a melted Kevlar helmet. Lynch is taken into custody by the CIA, but contrary to what they were expecting, the A-team is once again arrested by the military, this time for escaping incarceration. Sosa promises to do all she can to set them free, before kissing Face goodbye as he is led into a prison van. In the van, the team laments their misfortune, but Hannibal seems optimistic and defers to Face, who reveals a key in his mouth presumably obtained from Sosa's kiss.
They survive.
Face then utters Hannibal's catchphrase, "I love it when a plan comes together."